So I'm walking out the gym and the white lady receptionist gonna ask me, I'm sorry, excuse me, why do you wear that thing on your head? My bonnet? You gonna ask me why I wear a bonnet in the gym? During Black Women's Month? I don't ever come into the gym and ask you and your glossy haired cousins why y'all don't wash your hands after you work out, why y'all don't use hand sanitizer. We are in a panoramic because you motherfuckers just learned how to wash your legs. And you got the nerve to come into my Black business and ask me why I'm wearing a bonnet to secure my wig during Black Women's Month?
The best advice for women in business: get your fucking ass up and work.
Okay. Question of the day. At the height of the pandemic, the search for self-care was at an all-time high, according to Google. From peaceful playlists to From peaceful playlists to virtual meditations, people were looking for everything. Taking us to the question, so then I go to taking us to the question of the day?
Yep.
Okay. Taking us to the question of the day. What changes have you made in your life in the name of self-care? Keep going, because it's covering.
Do you want to tweak the transition? How'd you feel about the flow of that? Do you want to, we can lose a word, add a word?
At the height of the pandemic, the search for self-care was at an all-time high, according to Google. From peaceful playlists to virtual meditations, people were looking for everything. Taking us to the question of the day. What changes have you made in your life in the name of self-care? Yeah, I think that's fine.
Sounds good. Mm-hmm. All right, then we're going to go to credential check. We'll read this transition.
Okay, so I'm not doing the transition. I'm doing the credential check?
We'll read this transition into the credential check. Sorry.
Okay. Self-care is more than a trend. It's a change in lifestyle, a change in mindset. It is defined as anything that serves to increase your happiness and well-being. I know we all have something to share with this one. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's hear about To Be T's experience to be D. It's time for the credential check.
Nice. And this will be filled out.
I just want to go back a
I'm
sec.
crying.
I know we have something to share. Jessie, I think could you just do one more read of that, but maybe put a little bit of emphasis on the all. I know we all have something to share with this one. In the third.
Okay. Self-care is more than a trend. It's a change in lifestyle, a change in mindset. It is defined as anything that serves to increase your happiness and well-being. I know we all have something to share with this one. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's hear about TBD's experience in TBD. It's time for a credential check.
Love it. love. And this will be filled out, and then this won't all be on your shoulders. You guys will share the credential check portion, and everyone will have points. And you'll have those points on cards. So no pressure here. It'll be a conversation with the guests. Super cash, no worries.
Okay.
So we'll pretend the interview happened, and then we'll transition out of that.
Okay. So do the transition part again. Jessie to camera.
Yes.
And there you have the credentials, sis. Speaking of affirmations to live by, it's time to open up the discussion and get into the nitty-gritty of it all. Earlier, I asked the question, what changes have you made in your life in the name of self-care? Oludara Adeyo, author of Self-Care for Black Women, advocates that the act of self-care has become critical to surviving in the modern world, especially as a Black woman in society that does not care to make room for you. Self-care is a necessity, not a luxury. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of self-preservation and reclaiming our zen.
Yes. Thanks for catching that. We'll fix that. Claim the RZ. Sounded great. I have no notes. Really?
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Jesse, how did you feel about it?
I feel good. I was just saying, if you don't say anything, that means it's good. Because Nomi will be like, Jess, can you? So I'm walking out the gym, and the white lady receptionist gonna ask me, I'm sorry, excuse me, why do you wear that thing on your head? My bonnet? You gonna ask me why I wear a bonnet in the gym? During Black Women's Month? I don't ever come into the gym and ask you and your glossy haired cousins why y'all don't wash your hands after you work out, why y'all don't use hand sanitizer. We are in a panoramic because you motherfuckers just learned how to wash your legs, and you got the nerve to come into my Black business and ask me why I'm wearing a bonnet to secure my wig on the treadmill during Black Women's Month. It'd be the subtle racism for me. It'd be the subtle racism for me. And I'm telling y'all, them bitches got one more motherfucking time to ask me a stupid ass question or come at me side motherfucking ways, and I'm setting this bitch afire. I'm setting this bitch afire. Point blank period, okay? Anyway, y'all, that clip you just saw was me getting my fucking ass up and getting to work. Getting my ass up and getting to fucking work, Kim. Like, you really that tone deaf? During Black Women's Month, Kim? Really? Oh my God. Anyway, I already did my makeup. I figured y'all done seen me do my makeup so many damn times. That y'all have not seen me do is curl my hair. So I'm gonna curl my hair. Come on and curl my hair back in my hood. Feeling good, no worries or no cares, baby. Use your hands to make me feel alright. Child, don't make me listen. Mario know he had a hit with that shit right there. Mario know he had a motherfucking hit. So yeah, I'm gonna curl my hair for my little date night or whatever. And you know what? I said while I'm curling my hair, I wanted to have a little discussion. I want to have a discussion based on Kimberly's advice for success, which is to get your fucking ass up and go to work. And now I'm not on Twitter anymore, and I don't follow a lot of like blog pages like that anymore, just because I don't know, a lot of them pages just be unhealthy for me. So I don't know if anybody has made this comparison yet, but I want to talk about, but I feel like there should be a case study between the Kardashian sisters and the Braxtons, and why Kimberly's advice to just get your fucking ass up and get to work doesn't work for Black women. Like, there should be a case study on this shit. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I think the Kardashians came out first. And not too long afterwards, we were blessed with the Braxtons, okay? And sometimes especially around this time, because, you know, unfortunately we recently lost Tracy, but there is this page that I follow on Instagram. I think it's called Embracing Black Culture. And they did the sweetest tribute to Tracy. They had all these videos of her from the show that I thought were so nice. And I was just thinking to myself, my God, Black women really have to work 20 times harder just to scratch the surface and not even get close to half, not even a fair portion of what white women or other women of non-color get with not even half or a portion of our talent. Like, the Kardashians were able to parlay Kim's head start into a reality show empire. And that was it. Like, the only exciting thing about them at the time was that everybody knew Kim Kardashian for sucking a black man's penis. And the way they were able to parlay that, or the way they have been able to parlay that into a billion-dollar empire, multi-billion-dollar empire, is insane, especially when you think about the fact that just across the street at WeTV, you had the Braxtons. You had the fucking Braxtons. First of all, you have Toni Braxton, living legend. Like, do we really gotta run her resume from, you know, a multi-platinum selling album selling singer to Grammy award winner, and not just Grammy, but other prestigious awards, you know, to Broadway, to singer, dancer, producer, songwriter, pianist. The talent that comes out of that little body is overwhelming. And what did it take for her to get a TV show? Like, how long did it take? She had to have that extensive resume. Broadway performer, you know, sold out tours, successful duets, like, you know, movie soundtracks. Like, her resume had to be extensive for her to have a TV show with her sisters. And then when you get to her sisters, the Braxton sisters were also songwriters, dancers, choreographers, producers in their own right. You have Tamar, who created the show. Tamar not only created the show, but she wrote the show's fucking jingle. We're the Braxtons and you see that we're not like an ordinary family. Tamar is a sequel. Teach you the thing or two. The Braxton family values. Like, she wrote that. Didn't get paid for it. But anyway, she wrote that, okay? For those of you who don't know, we had the Braxtons because she created that. She created the show. You have these women who were successful in their own right, might have not have been as big as Toni Braxton, but successful in their own right. You know, they had successful musical careers. Okay, like maybe when Tamar tried to go solo, it didn't go too far, but she was still a well-respected vocalist in the industry. These girls were touring with Toni for how many years? Like, it took what? 30 years of them being in the business for them to get a reality show based around them. But for the Kardashians, all it took was Kim Kardashian sucking a black man's dick to get a show. Like, that's all it took. Meanwhile, don't get me wrong too, she definitely came from privilege. She had Robert Kardashian, that was her father. He's famous for being on the O.J. Simpson trial along with John Cochran. And like, you know, he was rich as well. Like, she came from money. Her mom was a businesswoman. Like, the girl had a head start and a head start. Okay, and she was able to parlay that into a TV show following her and her sisters around at their boutique. I think at the time they had a boutique in California, nothing major, but they became such a phenomenon, right? Now, did the Braxtons become a phenomenon? Some of y'all will say yes, but I will say to a certain degree, because there were places that the Kardashians could go that the Braxtons couldn't go. There were shows that, you know, or endorsements, or brand partnership deals that the Kardashians got just because they were fucking white, that the Braxtons didn't get. And some of you may be like, oh, well, the Kardashians, they were businesswomen. Well, so were they. So were the Braxtons. So were the Braxtons. Hello? The show was created by Tamar. I think Tracy or Trina had a restaurant, opened a restaurant. We saw that happen. Toni Braxton has done what? How many Lifetime movies? Since she started the Braxtons, since she started doing the Braxton show, like, these women are businesswomen as well. Tamar went on to create The Real. Okay? Like, but we have to be honest and admit that there was a certain push that the Braxtons got, there was a certain push that the Kardashians got that the Braxtons didn't get. And point blank period, it wasn't because they didn't get their fucking asses up and go to work. As a matter of fact, they did the same thing that the Kardashians did with way more talent. They actually did way more and got way less. First of all, the Kardashians were on E! Network. The Braxtons were on WeTV, basically building WeTV, a newer network with a lesser budget. They weren't able, I'm pretty sure that when Tamar and Vince were pitching that show around, I'm pretty sure they pitched it to major networks. But E! is who took it. The budget wasn't there. They haven't gotten a fraction of what the Kardashians have gotten when it comes to pay just for them to be on reality television. They haven't gotten that. They haven't gotten the budget. And then let's talk about the portrayal. Let's talk about the portrayal. Because see, when you watch the Kardashians, right, there's always some sort of resolve, okay? But when you watch the Braxtons, if there was an issue, the issue had to keep going on and on and on and on. And I think a lot of that has to do with just how Black women, Black people, but especially Black women, are portrayed on reality television. The moment that they saw that Tamar was a point of contention for the family, you cannot deny that production did not focus on her being problematic. You can't deny that. Like, yeah, people will say, okay, well, Tamar did do a lot of fucked up shit, and she did say a lot of fucked up shit to her sisters, and, you know, yeah, she did. But we can't ignore the fact that that became the formula of the show. It's like season 1, it was funny. Season 2, it was fun. By season 3 and 4, it was like a fucking headache now. It was like, damn, every other scene was Tamar this, Tamar that, Tamar this, Tamar that. And I can only imagine like the effect that had on that lady's well-being to see that the show she created, who the fuck is that now? To see that the show that she created now, their formula was to make her the problem. Every season, every episode, make her the problem. It's like there was nothing else to talk about. If there were any other like issues, like drama that came about, yeah, you know, it was talked about for a little bit, but it always came back to Tamar. It always came back to Tamar. And again, I will say, okay, yes, Tamar did have things about her that were problematic. Like, listen, I'm a problematic person, okay? But in real life, that's just not how real life works, where there's just one person that's always the constant problem, always constantly. As a matter of fact, a lot of times when there's a person that is a constant problem, they eventually retreat. And they go on about their business. Like, okay, well shit, I'm always a problem over here, so I'm gonna get gone. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, okay, Tamar didn't have things that she did that were, you know, like that she didn't do problematic things. But when you watch the Kardashians, right? We've seen Kourtney and Kimberly kick each other. Like, we've literally seen two white women hit each other. And that was spun into they're just having a bad day, or that's just sibling stuff. Like, siblings do that stuff all the time. These are grown ass women, like in their 30s. I think Courtney's already in her 40s, like kicking each other, okay? When have you ever seen the Braxtons hit each other? Not one time. But if they have arguments, they have like, you know, misunderstandings, it's ghetto. It's ghetto. It's, oh my God, like, oh my God, look at how black women look on TV. All they're doing is arguing, just like every other sibling, like all siblings do. They're just arguing like all siblings do. But now it's ghetto. Oh my God, like, it's not a good look. Nobody's gonna want to partner with that. You know, and then like the whole Iyanla moment. Don't get me wrong, love Iyanla to death, but I even thought that was a fucking lot. Like, that was a fucking lot. Because again, it was like the focus was Tamar. And the problem with that is when you make a villain, when your show now has a villain, it's not lighthearted anymore. It's not lighthearted anymore. That's why the Kardashians have been able to be lighthearted. Even when they have moments of whatever. If there is a villain, it's not going to be one of them. It's going to be one of the men, one of the black men that they're dating. Or Scott Disick. But you're not going to see them painting each other to be the villain. No, that's what kept it lighthearted. So the portrayal of black women, i.e. the Braxtons, you know, added to them not being able to get a portion. Just get a portion of what we see the Kardashians have been able to do. You know, I feel like this is something that I think so many people have made commentary on, but it's just the fact that these Kardashian ladies have been able to appropriate black culture and then sell it back to us as if it wasn't ours. That's always going to be a sore spot for me. Like, I will never forget Kylie Jenner getting a pair of black lips and then coming out with Kylie's lip kits and seeing black influencers post about it like it was the best thing since sliced bread. Meanwhile, we all know that these lip kits are not why her lips look the way they do. But yet, all of like black influencers everywhere were promoting this. And it just forces you to come to the realization that, my God, the way white women are able to capitalize on the black aesthetic in a way that black women have never been able to do and never will be able to do is criminal. It's criminal. Like, that alone always makes me look at people like, what? And you're supporting this because what? Because why? Like, I've seen some black women like support the Kardashians more than they support their own friends. Like, your friend has a lip gloss company. Your friend has a boutique. But you're over here buying Skims. You're over here buying everything. Your friend is trying to do this. You in Kim Kardashian's comments, happy birthday. But you don't ever even post your friend. It's just crazy. Like, we're part of the problem. Like, sometimes I feel like we don't really go hard enough for our own, especially the way we go hard for those who get to make a profit off of what our own do. Like, am I the only one who feels that way? Like, when Kim Kardashian said, get your fucking ass up and work, you know how many like black girls, especially black influencers, I saw just reposting that, and I'm just like, yo, Kim wouldn't be able to be where she is today because you get up every fucking day and actually work. Like, who's buying her stuff? Who's buying Skims, for instance? People who get up and fucking work. Like, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people out here who are fucking lazy. I mean, we've seen the PPP loan scams. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen motherfuckers don't want to be honest and actually don't want to go to work. But she was saying that to see results, that's the solution. And it's like, well, so what was the results for the Braxtons? What was the results for the Braxtons? For all the work that they've done, and even the work that they did before they had the Braxton show. What has been their result? What is their monetary worth? How many times has Toni Braxton filed bankruptcy? Like, filed for bankruptcy because as a Black woman, even though you have, 40 years in the entertainment space, as a Black woman, you're still set to fail? You got all these people, all these companies, all these men able to make so much money off of you, and you're not even able to make a portion of what they make from off of yourself. What has been the result for her? Tamar had to go on Big Brother to win money to buy herself a home. Can we talk about that? Tamar Braxton. You know very well who you are. Tamar fucking Braxton had to go on Big Brother to obtain money to buy her and her son a home. After having a chart-topping album, touring, creating the reel, acting, she had to go on Big Brother to buy herself a home, sis. Like, you are so fucking tone deaf. During Black Women's Month, we're gonna be this tone deaf and act like you didn't have a fucking head start. You had multiple head starts. And then here's the thing. And then despite you having all those head starts, then you had a Black man come into your life and top it off and make you a billionaire. With Yeezy and him investing in Skims. Turn you into a billionaire. How many Black women have that story of a Black man coming into their lives and turning them into a billionaire? None of the Braxtons do. As a matter of fact, you had Tamar, who, first of all, hold up. You had Tamar, who was married to Vincent Herbert, very successful musical executive, and what was the end result? Her and him being in radical debt, like extreme debt. Him owing how many people? I think he ended up owing a record label or something like that, like millions of dollars. What's their result? What's the result for her? Like, you can't be that freaking tone deaf. Like, during Black Women's Month, in 2022, during a panoramic, during a fucking war, gas prices are $9. Not for me though, y'all be easy, I don't drive. But gas prices are $9. During Black Women's Month, we gonna be that tone deaf during Black Women's Month? Listen, I don't know about y'all, but baby, do y'all see the way I curl? Baby. Nah, I curled the fuck out this wig, okay? I curled the fuck out of this wig. I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, I don't know if I do a little Farrah Fawcett. Like, what should I do? What should I do? Tell me, what should I do? 'Cause I can't live without you. I can't. Not me singing a gospel song, child. That's a Thai tribute. Oh, tell me, what can I do? Oh, yes, God. But I hear that it's raining outside. Is it rain? Alexa, what's the weather like outside?
The current weather is 57 degrees Fahrenheit with rain. You can expect more of the same tonight, with a low of 48 degrees. By the way, an Amazon package was delivered today.
Girl, I ain't ask you. Girl, I ain't ask you all that. Shit, I know my package is downstairs, child. I know. Girl. Yes, thank you.
Thanks for your feedback.
All right, y'all. So that's my little rant on the Braxtons versus the Kardashians. Like, tell me, am I wrong? Am I wrong for making that comparison? Like, am I wrong? I feel like that is the, oh my God, girl, what? Like, excuse me? Girl, like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm fine as fuck. Like, I just, like, why am I so fine? Like, why did God snap like this? So fine. So, am I wrong for making that comparison between the Kardashians and the Braxtons? I don't feel like I'm wrong. I feel like that's a very accurate comparison because they both got their fucking asses up and went to work. But only one family has billions. The other one, nowhere close. So let me know what y'all think about that. And let me know what y'all think about me curling my hair, child. Now we gotta find a fit. For us to wear on this date. Yes, sir. Can we do 8 o'clock? Sounds good. Don't be late. You got an extra hour. Not my date being late during Black Women's Month. Whew, just getting back home from my little date. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take it into the bed, take this makeup off, take this wig off, and go to sleep. I do got Orange Theory in the morning, and I'm telling y'all, them puss assholes got one more time to ask me a question that even seems racist. Okay? It's your sister! Oh, wait, hold up. What happened to my earring? Oh my gosh, I think I lost one earring. Oh. Alright, I'll see y'all in the next vlog.